Welcome back to TouHou Fantastic Danmaku Festival 2. In the last part, I played as Marissa on easy mode because I was figuring with how Reimu went, I might not be able to beat it on normal mode, so in order to ensure that I unlock the extra stage, I played through on easy mode. Then I got a 1cc and the game was like, actually, that's not good enough to unlock the extra stage. So even though I did that to unlock the extra stage, I didn't. So I guess I'm gonna continue to play on normal. I'm gonna play as normal as Sanae, and probably not get a 1cc if she's the same as she was in the last game, because in the last game she did more damage unfocused, and I don't like shot types like that. So yeah, there's a decent chance I just don't unlock the extra stage at all if I have to 1cc the game on normal. But you know, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do better as Yomu, because I'm probably not gonna do very good as Sanae. Yeah, the difficulty difference from easy to normal, I don't know if it was just me, my play skill or something, but like, I don't think I died last time at all. I had like, I used a couple bombs, but not, I had so many bombs at the end that I was like full on stock, so it seems to me like the difficulty gap between easy and normal is just really big. I guess that's why they don't allow you to do the extra stages. They just made it easy that much easier than easy normally is. But you could have at least told me. Maybe they did somewhere in some place I didn't read. I don't know, your focus shot looks wider, and normally wider means less damage, so maybe you aren't like you were in the last game, and maybe I won't hate playing as you. Who knows? Yeah, last part was a bit of a weird part, because I had things I wanted to talk about, and I didn't want me having to read the dialogue every 5 minutes to interrupt what I was talking about, so I didn't read the dialogue. I will go back to reading the dialogue. This will be a normal part, because I kind of got everything I wanted to talk about off my chest. So now I'm just playing video games. You know, since I want to talk about that stuff last part, I didn't really think about any other things to talk about, so I don't really have much to talk about at all now. Human? Not exactly. A disabled person? Good enough. Dialogue sure is something in these games sometimes. Who's disabled, huh? It's still food, anyway. Although it looks like a weak yokai, I won't hold back if it's unreasonable. You know, there are some things that are canon to TouHou that is ignored by like 99% of people because it's dumb. I wish the yokai eating people things were one of those things. It's just not for some reason. I mean, it is for some characters. But not for others. No, I think that's a thing I complain about a lot, but it's also because it's a thing that gets brought up a lot. And I wish it just stopped. It's like how whenever a Lunarian shows up, they need to have half the words they say involve the word purity. It's like, shut up, talk about something else. Wait, it fell asleep during Danmaku? I just feel that way about Rumia a lot of the time. It's just like, man, I enjoy Rumia when she shuts the hell up about eating people, but sometimes when people write Rumia, that's the only thing she talks about. It's like, I know this character has nothing, and you basically, anytime anyone writes her, they're making something completely up, but you could at least make something else up, you know? I guess similarly related to that, although not really. Just because of the name. Apparently I'm supposed to go watch Iron Lung at some point this weekend, Markiplier's movie. So, I guess that'll be neat. Yeah, it was like I saw that coming, and then I pressed the button, and it wasn't fast enough. Fantastic. It's always great. Great feeling when that happens. Goodbye, bombs. Never knew ya. Apparently that movie is pretty good. So, you know, look forward to watching it. And going to the movies and watching something good. How about that? Didn't happen when I watched the Freddy movie last time. Oh no. The movie was not good. It's also led to some minor annoyances in the FNAF space. Where it's like, spoilers for the movie, Michael Schmidt and Michael Afton are two different characters, and there's pretty obvious reason for why. It's because, like, when the first movie was written, that was a standalone movie, because it didn't know it was getting a sequel, so Mike Schmidt was written as his own character to be like the first game, and since they were going to make more movies and have more of a story now, and they wanted to introduce Michael Afton as a character, they couldn't have it be the same character, but now people are acting like because it's like that in the movie, oh, it actually must have been like that in the games, even though it makes no fucking sense. Whatever. Fine, I am lost. I ended up here. Then I discovered a house. This is unexpected.
Anyone who comes here won't get out alive.
A black cat with two tails? How unlucky.
So rude of you, I'm going to show you my powers.
Another unreasonable one.
I promise Miss Ron will take good care of the house. You're obviously the one intruding and being unreasonable.
I watched a live stream like the other week where they were like going over like FNAF theories, and one of them had to do with the whole Michael Afton thing, and they're in like the FNAF wiki page they were going on. They like compared that to Sonic the Hedgehog, where they made the claim that Sonic the Hedgehog, classic Sonic the Hedgehog, he was when Sonic was brought over to modern games, he was actually, his personality was split into two different representations of his character, where Sonic is the normal, happy-go-lucky version of Sonic, and Shadow is the edgy version of Sonic. And it's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? When part of classic Sonic was so edgy that he fucking carried a gun and talked about Maria every 5 minutes. Shadow's a more complicated character than that, but you get my point. Like, what are you talking about, man? Shadow the Hedgehog is supposed to represent the other half of classic Sonic's edgier personality. What edgier personality? I know Sonic's supposed to be like an edgier Mario, or it was in like marketing back in the day, but there's a big difference between the slight bit of like teenage edge that classic Sonic had and Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow, it's weird that there was that being like the most recent Sonic game I played in a long time, being like mostly Shadow. Because, you know, because of the internet, you mainly know Shadow the Hedgehog is like super edgy the hedgy man, so it's weird playing a game where he's actually like a decently well-written character, because in most Sonic games, he like isn't. Although that was apparently a thing. I watched a couple Sonic videos recently.
Meow, you didn't know you were that powerful.
My good fortune is bestowed by gods. Black cats definitely can't take it away.
That's superstitious, I tell ya.
It hardly sounds convincing, especially from you. Yeah, apparently there was a thing just in Sonic's writing in general, is this is just what from I heard in videos, because I don't really know this. Fuck you. Great, that was fantastic. Yeah, okay. Right. So about not 1cc'ing as any character in this game. Yeah. Obviously. I have no lives.
stage 3. I mean, I know I was playing better during easy mode, and I didn't, like, die at all, but, like, I had max lives. And now if I didn't die once, I'd have, like, 3, and it's stage 3. So what the hell did I do differently to have so many extra lives last time? I don't know. Don't know how the extra life system works in this game. I assume it's just life pieces, but I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played many Sonic games, so this is just from what I heard. Apparently Sonic had a period in, like, most of the 2010s where the writing was just worse than it normally is. And, you know, one of those games, the Sonic Generations is one of those games. And yeah, Sonic Generations didn't exactly have, it barely had a story. But, you know, Shadow Generations was written recently, so apparently that's not a thing anymore. Apparently there's a period in the 2010s where Sonic's writing was just a lot worse, and now it's better now. I guess I get. I've seen some of Sonic Adventure 2. Its story was alright, from what I remember. And then classic Sonic didn't really have much of a story, but you know what it had? It was like it had. Yeah, the difficulty between easy and normal might be absurd. Unexpected fellow traveler. Do you have anything to do with this heavy snow? Great intuition, just like the other Miko. I'm just following the guidance of the two gods. Your beliefs are different from hers. If you know something, can you tell me what's going on here? I'm sorry, but I don't follow unfamiliar Mikos, or the familiar ones for that matter. Is that so? I knew the people in Gensokyo won't say anything until they are defeated. Right, do you two know each other? They're doing this weird thing earlier where Sanae didn't know Sakia because the game's old. I guess they hadn't met yet. Have they met in canon? I'm sure they have. There's no way they haven't at this point. It's Sanae and Alice. It's weird because they're both playable in the fighting games, so you can have them fight each other, but it doesn't technically mean they've met unless they met in the story of that game. So yeah, this has been a disaster. Like, I didn't 1cc as Rainbow, but I didn't do this fucking badly. So I guess I just got that much worse. I don't know. You know, classic Sonic games, they didn't really have any dialogue, so there wasn't, but there was like enough background going on in the story. Like it was Sonic 3. The whole, like, Eggman tricking Knuckles thing. And Knuckles gets betrayed and it's all done with no dialogue. I don't know. Say, I don't really think of Sonic the Hedgehog when I think of, like, super interesting stories and characters, but apparently there was a time where they were pretty decent. And then it was bad for a while, and now it's apparently back to being pretty good, and from what I played in the Shadow game, yeah, it was pretty good, better than what I was expecting from Sonic the Hedgehog. Apparently Sonic Frontiers, people like that one. Yeah, I watched a video of like a Sonic, like mainline Sonic game tier list, and like, this was from like a Sonic fan who knew much about Sonic than I do, and they put like Sonic 06 a lot higher than I was expecting because they cared more about like the characters and story than the gameplay, and apparently Sonic 06 didn't have a good story, but apparently had its moments. Apparently Shadow's story was really good, I don't know. But yeah, they put it over Sonic Colors, which I thought was funny because Sonic Colors is one of the games that I hear is like really good from people. But apparently its writing was terrible. And that was enough for some people to hate it more than Sonic 06. No, I enjoyed playing Sonic Generations, but I don't know how much of those types of games I can really play, because like
2D Sonic's one thing, but 3D Sonic's a lot of just like holding the button and I'm going different places and I don't really know what's going on, but it's a spectacle a lot of the time. I don't know. Apparently Sonic Unleashed is really good. No, it seems like a weird game. It's like I look at that game and yeah, it looks pretty good, but then people go, no, it's actually complete garbage because the Werehog sections are bad. It's like, okay. Ready to talk now? Do you see those river of flowers? At the end of them lies the answer. Can't you just tell me? I just don't want to offend my client. Is your client? Okay. Great, so now I'm just kind of annoyed. Because I've already lost the 1cc. There's no reason for me to really care, but if I need to care enough to where I finish the game. But it doesn't, like, matter at all. Because there's not even an ending. So literally all I'm going to get out of continuing to play is seeing the dialogue, I guess. I don't even really know what happened. Game over already on stage 3. I don't know, we'll see how Yomu goes. But if I don't 1cc as Yomu, which at this point is not happening, no extra stage, not that I was going to get very far. I don't know, I just wanted to check if there was like an easy extra, even though I know there probably wasn't. Because if this is the type of game that doesn't even let you unlock extra if you play through easy, there's no way this game is an easy extra. Yeah, like I said, don't exactly have much to talk about because of all the things I talked about earlier. So now I'm just kind of playing the game. But now I've kind of lost all my motivation because I've already lost the 1cc, so I'm not even really building towards anything. It'd be one thing if I lose the 1cc on like stage 6, there's not that much game left, but I lost the 1cc when I wasn't even halfway through the game. So what am I even doing? I'm moving and pressing the shoot button, that's what I'm doing. Really white. Oh, really white. Yeah, what is this music? Some theme of Eastern story in there. And the piano sheet music I used to play Clown's theme the other day threw in a theme of Eastern story. I think it's neat when they do that sometimes. And I think there's been some other TouHou music I've played that did that somewhere else at some point. Yep. Remember when I covered Mega Queen's theme, they threw in a Undertale theme there at the end. You feel like that'd be... I don't know, I feel like that would be more of a thing, having... Because, like, light motifs aren't really a thing in main TouHou. You basically have theme of Eastern story, and if you want to count Konako's theme, which not really, because other than the fact that it's the game over theme, if you discount that, it doesn't appear any more than any other Final Boss's theme, where it's like, yeah, it's the credits. But, like, so are so many other Final Boss themes. In fact, a lot of Final Boss themes are also the Stage 6 theme part of it, but that's not even the case for Konako's. Yeah, discounting the main sheet, like, You figured having leitmotifs in like fan games would be more of a thing, you know, because TouHou theme is very recognizable. I guess it is. Like that Fantasy Maiden Wars a couple times. I don't even know if that counts. It's more like mixing themes together. Like just having original music, but also having like little leitmotifs in there. I don't know, I guess that's because a lot of the time in TouHou fan games, it's either one or the other. Either this is a remix of an existing theme, or it's an entirely unique theme. I don't know how often they go, this is a unique theme, but it also has a bunch of leitmotifs in it. Like parts of other characters' themes. I don't know how often that's a thing. To the Imperial Capital. Shoot. I didn't expect there's such a warm place above the clouds. Like an unbelievable scene which can only be caught in movies in the past. Spring is here. Spring is here. Ah, stranger, are you here for the festival too? What's this festival about? Don't you know? The Lady of the Netherworld is holding a spring party. You can get over this barrier and join the party in the Netherworld as long as you have the invitation. I have no idea what invitation you're talking about, but I definitely don't have one. Then you will have to leave, Miss Stranger Miko. It seems like the root of the incident is right here. For a barrier of this level, with the help of the two gods, I can perform the miracle of passing it through at any time. No way, we can't make things difficult for the kind lady of the Netherworld. Yeah, making the thumbnail for the last part was pretty easy. Just put Lily there. But what am I gonna do for the rest? I don't know. I barely looked at the dialogue for the last part. That's normally what I use for the thumbnails for these series. Right. Baroness von Bonbon. You have silly spell card names, Lily. I was talking about something earlier. It's gone. Happens a lot of the time. Talking about something, then I have to read dialogue, and then it'll be gone. It's a big reason why I didn't read dialogue last time is because of that. That and just having to stop what you're talking about to read dialogue can be kind of annoying sometimes. But for times like these, where I don't really have much to talk about anyway, not that much. Right, the candy turns into flowers. You need to be careful and not be close to them. That wasn't gonna hit me, but whatever. Yeah, since Fantasy Maiden Wars has turned out the way that it has, I'm very unlikely to basically play a long game ever again. So, shorter series are probably going to be the thing from now on, so I don't end up with another situation like this where I have like 3 months at minimum of videos left to make and I don't know what it's going to watch. Means I don't know, did I buy any particularly long games? I bought the Mass Effect trilogy, probably never gonna play that. But you know, I probably wasn't gonna play it anyway, just because it's fucking over 100 gigs, and you have to download EA stupid, maybe
stupid thing, re-download that just to play it. Why doesn't Lily have post-battle dialogue? That was the thing with the first game, where the only character that had post-battle dialogue for some reason was not Rumia, and every other character just blew up and he left, whereas it seems like this game, they do have post-battle dialogue, but apparently Lily doesn't, and I don't know why. It's because she's a fairy and she blew up, she's gone, that's why. Right, that was a question I had in Fantasy Maiden Wars. I've come under the assumption that, you know, there was a bit of a plot twist, or plot hole in the series where, you know, when you shoot fairies, they blow up. But not when you fight boss fairies, because there's post-battle dialogue with them. But that just made me think, is there? Do they blow up afterwards? I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure, I remember at least Eternity Larva having, like, post-beat-up dialogue. So I guess it's because you just didn't damage them enough to have them blow up, and that's why they don't blow up when they're a boss. I don't know. And I also got the 2 Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Those games are pretty long. Wow. Might not finish at this rate. Kind of lost all my motivation to care at this point, so it's not really that surprising. I'm kind of shit the bed in gameplay wise. I kind of just want to get a move on here. But fortunately, PCB 2, so it takes 40 minutes to do a run. Kinda gotta finish it. Maybe Omu will go better. Maybe it won't. And if it doesn't, maybe the next game will go better. Or maybe it won't. Just gotta keep trying. Are you flashing, Ron? Not doing that. One priestess of the Moria Shrine. Why are you involved in this? I'm obeying the order of the Shrine God to come here to resolve this abnormal weather. The God of Moria Shrine. They bargained and reached agreement with Mishikori, and they were then permitted to move into Gensokyo. And they want to intervene in such a tricky matter. Seems that you're a high-ranked personnel who knows a lot. Considering Moria Shrine's stance, my advice will be that you leave and don't interfere with what's happening here. Negative. No matter what, I have to complete the order given by the gods as the Wind Priestess of the Moria Shrine. Besides, if this bad weather continues, it will cause a decline in Gensokyo's agriculture and lead to a decline of our believers. I respect your faith, but I am still determined to keep you out. In the face of absolute power gap, the probability of a so-called miracle is negligible. Silly Ron, you trying to math out miracles? That's not how miracles work. I think the thing that bugs me the most about what was done to Ron's character in Silent Sinner and Blue, where if you don't know, they basically turned her to an audience surrogate who asked all the questions and Yukari explains all the things, is like, I think part of the reason why they chose Ron is it was trying to like make some sort of point about how Ron may be really smart, but like Yukari's just that much smarter and her plan's that much more complicated that even supercomputer Ron just have no idea what's going to happen because Yukari is just that smart and shit. And it's just like, God, I hate how Yukari and Yuko are written sometimes. You're doing a lot of spinning, aren't you? I don't even feel like I've died that many times. It's just like, I feel like I just don't
get that many lives, and I don't really know why, because I got a bunch of lives last time, so I feel like there's something more complicated in the life system going on that I just don't understand. Yeah, that's a thing they were alluding to in the dialogue. Kaneko struck a deal with Yukari to be let into Gensokyo. That's a thing that's speculated on sometimes. It's not like it's ever explained how they really even got here. They just kind of did. There's like sometimes in fan material that's like, oh, Yukari helped them for some reason. No, I don't think that's the case, but it's never specifically stated to have not been the case. I remember in Memories of Phantasm, you know, before I stopped watching it, so I never even really saw the conclusion of all this. That was a big thing. They spent a lot of time on. They spent a lot of time on the Morias and how Yukari helped bring them there for some reason. Nope. There we go. This is such a stupid card. This is really dumb. Yeah. Uh-huh. Going this way. Going this way. This way. No, we're going over here. Now we're going over here. And I'm dead. I 100% hit that fucking bomb button before I pressed right into that. Cannot fucking convince me that I didn't. So I guess there's some delay I don't know about. Fantastic. Alright, now we're past the dumb part. It's great, I did significantly better on the timeout spell that caused me to not get 1cc on Reimu's route, but like I've died so many times before that, it doesn't even matter. No, those are the TouHou games I got. I should be able to play because they're not that long. Probably not going to play New World though, which is on Scarlet Curiosities too. That game's gonna be long. Now you see, a real miracle has nothing to do with probability. I only hope you will have this much luck when facing the master. Luck is also a kind of miracle. That's right, so whenever you have Sanae in an RPG, you should give her maximum luck. Yeah, New World, that's a long game from what I remember. So, probably won't bother with it. Maybe I will. Problem with that game is I literally had to make a list of things to talk about while playing through Scarlet Curiosities, because there's just nothing to talk about in the actual game. You just run around and kind of hit enemies, and there's barely a plot. I mean, there's a plot in that there's enough going on for you to have objectives to do, but there's nothing like interesting to talk about, at least in Scarlet Curiosities. I don't think a New World is gonna be that different. Hey, were you also invited? This place is really like a dream. Right, Birdie McBurderson. Yeah, I remember that this is my third continue, whereas when I played through the game as Rainbow, I genuinely forgot that I was on my second continue. For like most of for like the entirety of stage 6, I just forgot that I lost a continue to Ron. Don't know how. Okay, well some bosses just give you a full level up. Sometimes you get life pieces. Is there anything else going on here besides that? '16 had a score-based extra life system. Did it tell you what the thresholds were? I think it did. Unexpectedly lively here. Am I really inside the netherworld? Isn't this huge cherry blossom tree? Seems like we have a special guest. Are we doing the same thing? Like, is that why there's a final spell? Is because there's the Saigiwai Akashi is blowing up again? Did you not learn that was a bad idea the last time? Ah, in the Divine Spirits incident, you were the one that... We could sound like we are strangers. You questioned me a lot at that time. Pardon me, so you're actually the lady of the netherworld that I've been hearing from fairies all the way here. I should have known. You know nothing about me, yet you dare confront me. It's a miracle that you make it all the way here alive. Again. I'm obviously the one being picked on now. But this time, you're the real culprit of the incident, right? Well, although you are a new Miko, you can't show just as quickly as the old one. Your actions has caused a lot of trouble to everyone, but it's still not too late to apologize and quickly return spring to everyone. It's not a nice thing to say. I've used spring to prepare such a huge party and invited everyone. Isn't this the best way to compensate? Nonsense! What trickery is this? The spring belongs to everyone in the first place. People coming here like you who haven't been affected by the petal will only ruin the festival that we have painstakingly prepared for. So you caught my intentions. Your festival ends now. Return every bit of spring here. I, Sanae Kotia, that's not, okay, current wind prejudice of the Mayoria Shrine will hereby carry out orders from Taki Minakatada no Kami and Suwa Danmyojin. Even though you keep calling yourself God's favorite, the day of your death has come. You'll know I've beaten you before! Oh, interesting. Let this be the substitute for the missing doll performance then. Accept the punishment of the gods, spring became gross, take the death unavoidable even by the gods, even sweet and dragon, something like that. Yep, those are words. Yuko sure does spin, doesn't she? Remember that was a part of TouHou Healing Nature's story, was a bunch of, like, nature was going awry. Don't exactly remember the extent of that, but I think it was another Gensokyo potentially ending event. And it was revealed that the reason why that was happening is because of all the fucking incidents that people have done throughout the series that actually caused nature to become unstable. And I thought that was a neat part of the story. It actually gave some sort of consequence to all the bullshit these characters do all the time. Like, yeah, when you fuck up the actual changing of the seasons, is that actually going to have some sort of long-standing effect? I ran into that, okay. Why are you throwing bouncy balls at me? I don't know, TouHou 7's story is kind of a weird one, because it's like an in-between phase of whether it wants to be utter nonsense or be sort of taken seriously, because TouHou 6's story is utter nonsense. It's Remilia wants to throw mist outside so she can go outside. It's really stupid and goofy. But then 7 is like this weird part where it's like kind of silly, because it's like Yuko, she just wants to awaken a tree because she's curious about something. But it's also like supposed to have a deeper meaning because like the dead girl is her. Yuko has really deep backstory. There's like a weirdness of like
Also, I don't know if this is true for canon, but apparently according to Fantasy Maiden Wars, like, that tree was never going to awaken anyway, so there's really no point to anything that was happening. We just made it winter for a couple more months. There's like a weird period where it's like, it's really silly, but also has like, silly, like, more serious undertones, I guess. Oh, Yuko's a weird character. I'd probably like her more with her like backstory and stuff if she just wasn't written the way she is sometimes. It's like, oh, yomu no, Yukari, you gotta talk like just cryptic nonsense all the time. Because we're really smart. That means we need to talk in ways that are really annoying to read. Yes. I mean, 7's also kind of weird in general because, like, it's in that part. It's that part of the series where it's like introducing characters that are really important. But like, I think it's implied that like Rainbow doesn't even know who Yukari is by the time of 7, when that doesn't really make any sense, like at all. Because like, pretty sure they co-made the spell card rules or something. So it's like, how do they not know each other? So it's one of those things you just kind of gotta like ignore. Like that was a weird point in time. Ignore that. Growing pains or something in the series. Alright, there you go. Effectively like 25 minutes of wasted time ever since I lost the first continue. Maybe I will do better next time and then actually care. Right, I already got a bad ending and a new ending, so you're just gonna bring me like to the title screen, right? Wait, right, there's this. I completely forgot about this. Maybe we still need to do this. And then in 8, you had that thing with Sakia where like there was supposed to be it was like a cut phantasm stage that I think it's called Izaioi or something. So I think there was something at some point planned in development where Sakia was going to have an elaborate backstory, and it was just kind of cut. So there's just weird stuff going on with Sakia where it's like, isn't it weird that this random human has this super overpowered ability? She comes from the outside world too, so it's like, where'd she get any of that? It's like, I don't know. Might have been elaborated on at one point, but it's gone. Going with your own reasons, I guess. I don't know, I haven't exactly gone out of my way to read much fan material outside of fan games, but this never seems to be a thing that's, even in games that try to give Sakia some kind of backstory, it's never elaborated where she got the damn time powers from. Like was she just born with it, like so many TouHou characters are? Cat missing a drawer or something. Or did she find that pocket watch somewhere? I don't know. It's just, these are a lot more interesting questions to me than... Well, I guess how she met Rebelli is a decently interesting question, but it's like the only question that gets elaborated on in stuff I've seen. The noise of the yokai spread to the depths of the underworld. Is this the same one? Yes. It's a bad ending again. Because characters don't have specific endings. I know I say, well, that's probably for the best that Saki's backstory was never elaborated on, because just, if it actually was, and it was in 8, you know, it would be that she was either is a Lunarian or was given powers
by Lunarians, and it's just like the less that Lunarians have to do with Tou's backstory, the better, because like I don't hate them, but like God, they're written to be so annoying. And it's just like they have to say the same things over and over again. Have to constantly talk about the impurity of the earth and blah blah blah. Can you talk about like coffee or something? I don't fucking know. Alright, well that's that. I have one more chance to get a normal 1cc as Yomo, and if I don't, well, no extra stage. Not that I would have gotten that far anyway, but oh well.